Hello there, and welcome back to Team Fortress TV's series of ETF2L Playoff Contenders interviews. My name is Sideshow. Tonight I'm going to be talking to Bulle, the medic from Berrichonne de Châteauroux, the French team that has been storming their way through this season. They started out well, had some difficult fixtures at the beginning. They've been dropping points throughout the season, but have managed to stay in a fairly solid second place. So we're going to have a listen to what Bulle has to say for himself. I'll start out by apologising for my terrible pronunciation of your team name there. How is it supposed to be pronounced, Bulle?
You say La Berrichonne de Châteauroux.
La Berrichonne de Châteauroux.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Fine. Yeah, it was fine.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Right. So, how has your season and your team's season gone?
Well, considering we just got back together not so long ago and we don't practice that much. I mean, we only play 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 days per weeks. I'd say we did pretty fine. Like we took points off big shots like BK and main calls. So I'd say we did all right.
Yeah, of course. You guys didn't really, or you entered the season incredibly late, just before it started, and you hadn't really had much practice or something like that. That was the impression that I got. And you launched straight into your week 1, and then week 2 games were against the other top 2 teams, and you did incredibly well. Were you impressed with that at the beginning of the season?
Well, not really, because like even though we didn't practice, well, like we know each other for a long time. We played it mixed together since like the beginning of the game. Not really, but like since 1 year ago, and we know how to play with each other. We were just, let's say, rusty. We just had like to shake off the rust, play a bit more, and so like the gears can start operating. And yeah, like the reason we didn't like we started late is because half of the team didn't wanted to play this season and the half wanted to play. So we were quite like yeah, not sure if we were supposed to play or not, and we decided to get in at the last moment. That's why we're quite rusty, because we didn't play at all just before. Like we went straight in. Well, like we didn't practice before that.
So at the beginning of the season, you seem to be really kicking it off. From an outsider's point of view, you were doing fairly well, taking a map off Zinuts and Rollerbladers, and then taking Ubersexuals to 2 golden caps, of which one of them you won. Were you expecting that? Did you expect more? Were you disappointed?
Well, I was more not really surprised, but like the Badland we won against BK was really close. I think it ended up on 5-4 or 4-3, something like that.
5-4 it was.
Yeah, and we got rolled on process 7-2. Yeah, I was, by the time, like I was just happy to take points out of them because we were really rusty. Like winning the Badlands was all about our DM. Like our plays were really messy. We didn't have any coordination or team play at all. So yeah, I was quite happy with like getting only 3 points out of this game. But I'm expecting to win the playoff. I mean, right now we're doing fairly well in PCWs. We're like winning a lot of maps. So I'd say we are. I won't say we are at our best at the moment, but we're getting it. Like we're getting at it. So I'm confident for the playoffs.
There has been a little bit of controversy. Every team that I've asked about the playoffs, who they think is going to get in the grand final, who they think is going to win, they've all given me different answers, and not always the ones you would expect. But you're very confident that your team will be able to beat BK and then be able to go on and beat Ubersexuals as well.
Yeah. I think we will be in the final. Like I'm really confident in my guys. Like I know they can, like, for example, Exxon can be quite shaky in like PCWs, but he's always like performing really well during important matches like playoffs. He always did in every season I played with him. So I'm confident we will. Yeah, we'll make through the first playoff.
Because of course, when you first played Zanuts and Rollerbird as BK in week 1, you had a different roster, and you've been kind of changing your roster up as you've been going along. You've been flip-flopping between a few different players. Can you just run us through what happened there?
Well, we had just one major change. It's Dimul who decided to step back. He just don't have time to play the game as much as he did, and he don't have much like as much as interest as the others. So we just got Flip in, who was like more keen to play, and like he's a fantastic scout as well. That's the major change. We played also with Captain X quite a lot. It's mainly due to Tech being like his schedules, like he started university and he always ends pretty late. So at times he's not there, so we have to make some changes. But our main lineup is the one we played with recently, which is Flippy and Flip on Scout, T-Mac and Tech on Soldier, Exxon on Demo, and me on Medic.
I have noticed that is the team that you are going to be running for the playoffs. Do you feel like that's a significantly better team than when you play with Captain Hacks or when you have Tech on Scout or with Demul?
This is definitely our strongest lineup. It's the same lineup, except for Flip. Like it's the same lineup we played with Evocate or Awesomniac 2 seasons ago. So we know how to play with each other.
And do you feel like you've managed to shake all the rust off at this point as you progress into the playoffs?
I'd say we are like 70% at our best at the moment, but we will like make 100% during the officials. Like we're a team which is like, I think I say it a lot during interviews, but we're based around the DM. We don't have much strategy like going through games. Like if you compare to main call, like Ips is a really good caller. Like he always have a plan on how to do things. And most of the time when I call something is like basic calls, and I let them. Most of the time I let them do whatever they want. Like I know we have like a really good DM, and it's what makes us win most of the time.
What's the overall Mumble atmosphere like in your team? You've obviously played with each other for a long time now, so you guys must be pretty decent friends.
Yeah, but like we're Frenchies, so most of the time when things go badly, we goes at each other's throat. Most of the time, we can like when something goes wrong, we tend to rage a bit and like forget to call things or forget to like do simple things as calling or staying in a position when you defend. And the other way around, when like we are winning, like we laugh but like you say, we know each other for a long time, so like we're used to it.
Do you feel like that can sometimes put you in sticky situation? You're very momentum based. If things are going badly, do they end up going even more badly and then eventually you lose the map?
No, because except from like most of the team members of L.B.C are like quite young, but most of the time me and Flippy are quite mature, so we manage to get them back in like on track. Like we tell them to calm down and refocus, and it works. Like we know when we're like starting to rage and starting to be frustrated. So me and Flippy always try to be kind of like the fathers of the team and trying to tell the children to stop being messy and get back on track.
And what's it like playing with Flip? He's not played in a previous team with any of you guys, has he?
Like DM wise, I think it's one of the best scouts we ever played with. Like when he's on form, he's just a beast. He's really good. Yeah, like it's a pleasure playing with him. Like the only downside I'd say it's like he's not really talkative. He don't talk much. Like he doesn't call much. But other than that, like he's really good.
Exxon sometimes takes quite a bit of flack for his Demoman style. He doesn't really I don't know, value his life as much. Often you find him bombing in over the top of everybody's head or throwing himself into odd situations. Um, how do you think his Demoman style fits in with your team?
Um, like since like we're playing with like a really defensive pocket tech, like he's always glued to me. I really don't mind having Exxon like roaming around when he got his like most of it works. Like people don't expect that, having a demo jumping on their face or trapping somewhere, hiding somewhere. Like it's not something you see every time. It can be like it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it works, sometimes it backfires and put us in really awkward situation. But like, it's the way he plays. Like we learn to play around it.
And I'm interested just when you're saying about playing with a very defensive pocket, because BK have kind of likened their style to yours, and I think Ubersexuals as well said that you and BK play a very similar style. But I think AMS is playing slightly more aggressive with gunboats and things like that. How do you feel that your playstyle fits in against BK or Ubersexuals?
Well, from what I saw playing against them this week, I think we played them 2 times. It really depends on maps. Like some maps, it's easy to counter them, like Viaduct or Gulliwash. It's easier to counter them, and on other maps it's quite difficult. Like on Granary, every time we played them, we had a lot of trouble countering the double soldier jumping. I don't want to go too much into details, but yeah.
Oh, you don't want to give your strategies away.
Yeah, exactly.
How keen are you guys then? You said that you're not the kind of team to analyze strats or demos or something like that, but how seriously are you taking these playoffs?
Well, we started playing. I think we played three day this week, so I'd say it's improving. People are taking it quite seriously. We also watched some of their logs to see what map they're like playing the most, and like everyone in my team is hyped. Like even if they don't show it, like they really want to win. If we win against BK, it's gonna be our first time being in the grand final, and everyone is looking forward to it.
Yeah, but obviously, you guys have played in the Premiership before, and am I right in saying that you often within a shot of the playoffs, but normally around that 4th or 3rd place fixture, whenever you've played in Prem? How do you feel like the current European Premiership climate matches up to those previous seasons?
Well, I don't think I will shock anyone by saying this Prem this season is weaker than the other season. Like losing Epsilon was one of the major downside, I'd say, for like the skill level of this Prem. But I don't know. Like it's quite weird because even though it's weaker than previous season, I'd say it's like playing the other team is like it's hard get like winning against every team. I wouldn't know how to explain it, but most of the team like come from Div 1 or thing like that, but we still have trouble winning convincingly against them. So I don't know, maybe the meta of the game change or something, but it seems everyone like even Div 1 teams, we played against Hello Kitty Ninjas and other team, and we have like a lot of trouble beating them convincingly. It's always close when we play against them. So I'd say the top level of TF, like European TF2, is like I don't know how to explain.
Okay, how do you feel like your team compares to the previous French teams? Do you feel like you've stayed around the same level? Do you feel like this is a real improvement this season?
I'd say it's quite the same. Maybe like scout-wise, it's an improvement having Flip on the roster. But other than that, it's practically the same lineup, so nothing changed that much.
And just to take our focus back to the playoffs, which are obviously you're coming up to, I think I'm right in saying that you, or certainly members of your team, have played in previous ETF2L playoffs, and they've obviously changed their structure this time, only allowing 3 teams into them, and it's all in one evening instead of being spread over a number of weeks. How do you feel about that? Are you hyped?
I think the choice of having them in only one day is much better, because you'll have the momentum and the focus during the same day, and it's more easy to have like the same, like your full roster on one day than having to spread and check everyone's schedules on different days. I think it's a better idea. So I'm definitely hyped for Sunday.
And just to discuss the first match that's going to be happening, so obviously it's you against BK to start things off. How do you think you're going to be going into that? Are you preparing with a PCW against some team? Are you just going to be practicing in DM servers, watching demos? What's your preparation for that game going to be like?
At the moment, we played from Monday to Thursday, to Monday to today, PCWing, and we will finish the end of the day by just practicing, like MGing, DMing, maybe watching demo. I'm not sure, but yeah, mostly just playing. I think that's the main idea, just playing more to don't let the rust like stack.
Are you confident going into that fixture?
Yeah, like I said, I'm really confident. I think it's still gonna be close because the way BK plays at the moment is way better than how like they play during the season. They play more round rib. They allow him to do more damage. Like, he's really annoying to play against. Like this, the way they play right now, they're really strong. I think it's gonna be really close, but France will prevail by the end of the day.
What do you think gives you the edge in that match?
That's a good question. I don't want to be redundant by saying DM again, but I think we have a lot of DM heroes on our team. Flip, T-Mac, and Tech are like just monsters DM wise, and we have Flippy, like who is our Joker. Like when he goes sniper, he always gets a pick. I've never seen him not going sniper and not get a pick. He's insane. So I'd say, yeah, I'd be redundant and say our DM is gonna be the plus that's gonna make us win.
You're just going to be able to skill it throughout the entire playoffs. Just rely on
Exactly.
your DM and no strategic element to your play at all.
That's how we play since day one. I don't know. Yeah, we won't change that.
Well, as long as there's lots of air shots, lots of 6Ks and things like that, I'll be happy.
There should be air shots, no worries.
It'll be a joy to watch. I'll expect you to get at least one airshot kill with your crossbow anyway. You'll have to start practicing, Bulle.
I'll do it. I promise one.
And then if you manage to get through the match against BK, you'll be coming up against Ubersexuals, of course. Have you started thinking about that game, or are you just taking it as it comes? If you manage to get through the first round, then you're just going to take the grand final as it happens?
Yeah, like I said, we're not analyzing each map individually. We just play to get better. We don't play we don't play in a mindset that we're gonna play against this team, or like we play each map the same. Like we go in the same mindset. So if we like win against BK, I think the momentum boost is gonna help us a lot against Menko. And to be honest, I don't see that much difference like in skill between Menko and BK. I think they're both as good. So if we win against BK, I'm confident we can win against Menko.
And you think you'll just have that little momentum boost from winning the first best of 3, that you'll be able to carry it on all the way through?
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to get tired after playing against BK? You've expended all your energy. You've really worked hard to make your way through that in 3 grueling maps, and then you have to play another 3?
No, I don't think so. Like, we're used to have like long day like that, and we're gamers at the end of the day, so we're used to play a lot.
And do you think that the fact that you haven't played that much against ubersexuals in scrims, things like that, do you think that gives you an advantage? Do you think it makes ubersexuals less aware of what you're going to do? Throughout the brief interaction I've had with them, they seem to suggest that they haven't really played against you very much, and your style of play isn't as known to them as BK or some of the other teams.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't play against them that much, but it doesn't take like too much game against one team to know how they play. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of what they say is bullshit. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think we have any style of our own. So
if you had to give me a chance, an odds ratio on you making your way through the first part of the playoff and winning the grand final, so winning it overall, becoming the ETF2L Season 19 Grand Champions, what odds would you give me? How likely is that?
I'd say there's 75% chance that we go through the first playoff. Like, which means we're gonna win BK.
Get fucked, BK.
And against main call, I'd say maybe a bit trickier, but around the same. If we win against BK, I'm confident. I'd say 60%.
Interesting. So you really favour your team to win this. You've got a lot of confidence. Is that kind of confidence shared throughout the rest of your team? Is everybody this hyped?
Yeah, like, we're not gonna lie. A lot of people on my team have a big ego, so they don't see themselves losing this game.
And who do you think poses the biggest threat on BK and ubersexuals?
I don't want to be rude to any player of BK, but
feel free.
It's quite a no-brainer. It's quite a no-brainer. Like, the main threat is gonna be Zebo in BK. This guy is a beast. Like, every time he plays, I look the log, and he ends up on 50 frag, 40 frags. Like, the lowest I saw him, I think it's 30 or something like that on a bad day. Like, he's just even if you know he's gonna play quite really aggressive, like just rushing through your face. Even if you expect it, he just two-shots you and nothing you can do about it. Also, like I said, Rib is really annoying to play. Rib can be also a big winning factor in their team as well. He's, in my opinion, the best demo this season.
Yeah, I've really rated Rib. I think he's played incredibly well, and yeah, I agree that he's probably the best demo man in the EU at the moment. We'll see how he plays in the playoffs, but he's certainly one of the most consistent players on their team as well. So, definitely. What about ubersexuals? Are you scared of any one person on there? Have they got a key player that you're going to be focusing and getting out of the game?
Oh, I don't know. Like, they have a lot of skilled players. I played with Sam and Rising. I know how deadly they can be. Like, they carried Reason when we played Knife 52. Like, they're both really good. Yeah, they overall have a really skilled team, but I don't think anyone is above the others in this team. Like, they're all on the same skill level. I'm not afraid of in one person in particular in their team. Like, it's more of the team in a whole.
If you were the team manager for BK or ubersexuals, who would you be replacing?
That's quite harsh. Like, I don't like being mean, like, during interviews and picking one player out.
You can't be the nice guy, Bull. You have to. You're their manager. You have to make them win.
Okay, I'll play the game then. In BK, I'd say probably not Sun. because he don't have that much experience on medic, and when we play against him, he does some mistakes, like rookie mistakes. I don't want to sound I don't want to sound as like a master medic because I do a lot of stupid shit when I play as well. But yeah, probably not son BK.
And what about Ubersexuals? Who would you improve from their team?
That's quite hard because, like I said, I don't know. I don't feel like anyone is dragging them down. I will maybe shock people, but I'd say probably Kyler. He was insane when he played Epsilon last season, and this season I found him like weaker. He doesn't have the same impact as he did previous season.
Yeah, I agree. I would take Kyler out and replace him with their super sub Sideshow. So I think that's a good plan by Ubersexual's new team manager Bulle.
They should definitely do that.
Yeah, I think that would probably give you guys a good chance in the playoffs. Do you think maybe Kyler's just saving it all up for the playoffs, for some big games that mean something? They haven't had any competition since the beginning of the season, really.
I don't know. I don't know if he's just like, when I saw him play, like he's just rushing. I don't think, maybe he don't take it seriously, or I don't know. During the game against Ishak, he just, I think, ran 5 times into a sticky trap.
Yeah,
in 6 minutes or something.
Down went Hidan. I mean, Hidan killed him like 6 times in a row. It was.
Now maybe he's just taking it seriously, or he's just rusty, because a lot of time they're playing with the Merc. Like, I saw them playing with Stark a lot these days. So maybe he's just not playing that much, like having the Bash syndrome in Epsilon last season.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Right, so we've covered BK and the Ubersexuals and the fact that you're going to smash them both into the dust during these playoffs. What's your plan for after the playoffs, for next season? You mentioned that some of your team didn't really want to play this season. They were busy with school, work, etc. What are the plans for after season 19?
I really doubt any of like players from L.B.C is gonna continue next season. Like, it was quite hard having like a full roster this season to play, so I don't think anyone has any interest in the game anymore. So I think it's gonna be the last run for L.B.C.
That's really disappointing. I wanted to see a French team take it all the way. We needed another French team at LAN. We missed them at I-52. It felt empty.
Like, LAN is another thing, because I know that Exxon and Tech are quite hyped on going to LANs. So maybe a big LAN again, but I doubt they'll be up for season of ETF2L.
So are we going to see a French team rotating around the French LAN circuit and then coming over for the I series, things like that?
Maybe. I can't speak for them, but maybe.
What about for little old Bulle? What are your plans?
I said I would, like, after the car crash that was I-50 for reason, I said that I would quit, but it left like a sour taste in my mouth. So I wanted to play one more season and prove that I'm a good medic. I wanted to prove that, and so I'm only playing this season for that, finishing in the final or even winning it. But after this season, like, it's 100% sure that I won't continue playing TF2. Like, I'm quite fed up with the game, to be honest.
That's really disappointing. Are you hyped for the playoffs, though? Are you hyped for this season?
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped. Like, I really want to win. Like, I'm gonna try hard to win the finals. Like, that's for sure.
You still enjoy the competitive side of it. You still enjoy playing with your team and smashing all of these other scrubs. You just you can't quite face the future. I don't believe a word of it. I don't believe a word of it. You'll be back. Everyone's always back. Nobody quits TF2 apart from Numlocked.
Yeah, like, I love playing with the guys. That's one of the main reasons I'm playing this season, because I just love playing with them. It's really fun. But yeah, the competitive side, like, even the scene, like, changed too much for me. Like you said, I'm an old man. I don't I don't recognize anything, and I think it's time for me to call it a day.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me, Bull. Good luck in the playoffs for you and your whole team. I hope you do really well, and you won't quit TF2. Don't worry about it. We'll still be playing Ultra Duo when we're 28.
Yeah, I hope so.
I believe. Thank you very much for talking to me. See you later, Bull.
See ya.
And another reminder that this series of interviews is coming to you to build up hype for the ETF2L Season 19 Premiership Playoffs and Grand Final, which are going to be happening all in one evening of incredible TF2 this Sunday, 30th of November 2014. They're going to be casted by me, Commander X, and Cadus, bringing out the big guns for this final event. Catch us there on Team Fortress TV.